Hey guys, this is Princess Anime 64 and welcome back to my character analysis series, and in this video we are going to be looking at the Emperor from Final Fantasy II. So let's get started. So looking at his profile, his crystal affinity is white, he uses rods, and his spears are A and 2E spears. His roles are magic, attacker, and debuffer. Going to his stats, so when you first recruit him, he has an HP of 1100, initial bravery of 140, max bravery of 525, attack of 180, and a defense of 150. At level 70, his HP reaches to 6788, initial bravery is 1126, max bravery goes up to 3387, attack goes up to 789, and his defense goes up to 874. So as for his overall stats, his high points is his attack, his HP, and his max bravery. His speed is on the neutral side, and then his lowest stats would be his defense and his initial bravery. So going to the Emperor's commands, the first one we have is called Beckoning Blast and Flare combo. It's a 4-hit bravery HP attack that inflicts Beckoning Blast for 1 turn, and it grants the Thirst for Domination buff for 3 turns. And what Thirst for Domination does is it raises the Emperor's max bravery and his attack, and it also lowers the enemy's speed. So when you attack an enemy that has the Beckoning Blast debuff, for starters, it's not going to add another existing debuff onto the enemy, but it will cast the Beckoning Blast trap before attacking, and that's the Emperor's main gimmick. If you remember fighting him in Arc 1, Chapter 9, and in Chapter 11, he would occasionally place traps on your enemies, or on you, and when the trap activates, he can deal like either bravery damage or HP damage. So that's the big gimmick with him, and it's honestly kind of fun. So when the Beckoning Blast trap is cast, it's a 4-hit bravery HP attack with a 120% max brave overflow. It lowers speed for 4 turns, but it also doesn't launch, so you can't really launch enemies into the air with it. So when the Beckoning Blast debuff ends, it will cast the Beckoning Blast trap, and then Beckoning Blast, what it says right here is the debuff itself, it lowers defense. So the second command is called Thunder Crest and Stygian Swell. It's a 4-hit AoE bravery HP attack. HP damage is a split, and it inflicts the Thunder Crest for 2 turns. So Thunder Crest will lower the enemy's defense, and then when attacking enemies inflicted with the Thunder Crest, it doesn't inflict another debuff on them, but it will cast the Thunder Crest trap before attacking. And what that does is it's a 4-hit AoE bravery attack followed by a single target HP attack. It raises bravery on 1 target though, or on single target enemies. It doesn't launch, and there's a 120% max brave overflow, and it raises bravery based on 20% of the HP damage dealt. And then when the Thunder Crest debuff expires, it will cast a Thunder Crest trap, and what Thunder Crest does as a whole is, as the debuff, it lowers defense. Then we have his Crystal 65 ability, which is Debuff Attack Up, so this will boost his attack when he's attacking debuff targets for 2 turns. So going to his extensions, so Beckoning Blast Flare combo will raise Brave Potency, there's a 120% max Brave Overflow, and it raises the Brave Potency when the Beckoning Blast trap activates, and then when the Thirst for Domination buff is active, it will change his Bravery Attack into Brave Attack Plus, and then HP Attack into HP Attack Plus. And what Brave Attack Plus is, it just raises the number of it raises bravery potency, and then it has an additional 2 bravery hits, and then with HP attack plus, it's a 1-hit magic brave HP attack. Next we have Thunder Crest and Stygian Swell extension. This will raise the brave potency, and it has a 150% max brave overflow. It also raises brave potency when the Thunder Crest trap activates. I said track, sorry. So moving on to the Emperor's weapons, his 15 CP is the Diamond Mace. This raises the Brave Potency, and it improves the Thirst for Domination effect, and it extends its duration when using Beckoning Blast and Flare combo. His 35 CP is called the Demon's Rod. This makes it that when using Thunder Crest and Stygian Swell, this will raise Brave Potency, and it raises the Brave damage on single targets when using his commands. Lastly, we have his EX weapon, which is called the Venom Rod. This allows him to use the EX ability called Dreary Cells and Starfall. So this makes it that, so it's a 4-hit AoE bravery HP attack that raises bravery damage to single targets. There's a 120% max brave overflow. HP damage is split, and it inflicts the Thunder Crest, Beckoning Blast, and Dreary Cell debuff or trap for 1 turn. So then when how do I say this? Sorry. So when the target is inflicted with any traps, all of these traps will be cast, and then when the Dreary Cell debuff ends, it will cast the Dreary Cell Trap, which is a 2-hit AoE Bravery HP attack that ignores defense. It raises Brave damage on single target enemies. HP damage is split. It raises Brave damage by 20% of HP damage dealt. It delays the target by 1 turn, but it also doesn't launch, so keep that in mind. And as for the Dreary Cell debuff, it will lower defense. Lastly, we have his 35 CP armor, which is the Emperor's Cape. This adds 680 to his HP and 72 to his attack. So talking about the EX passives for the Emperor's EX, so at 1 out of 3 you get Starfall Power, which raises bravery damage dealt with Dreary Cell and Starfall. At 2 out of 3 you get Dreary Cell Starfall buff plus, which grants the Power of Hell buff for 6 turns. This will raise his max bravery and it lowers the enemy speed. And then at 3 out of 3 you get Dreary Cell and Starfall recast up, which raises the recast speed for the EX ability. Okay, so now we're going to talk about the Emperor's realized passives. So at 0 out of 3, you get Starfall Force Advance, which raises Brave Potency and the max Brave Overflow limit. At 1 out of 3, you get Dreary Cell and Starfall Buff Plus Start Trap All. It inflicts all traps on enemies, and it grants the Thirst for Domination and the Power of Hell buff for 6 turns. At 2 out of 3, you get Absolute Dominion Extend Attack Boost Up Plus Plus, which raises Max Brave and Attack. It also changes the Bravery and HP Attack Plus into Bravery HP Attack Plus Plus. So the double plus variance is just 2 Brave hits with the higher Brave potency, and with HP Attack Plus Plus, it's a 1-hit Brave HP Attack with a 120% Max Overflow. And then finally, at 3 out of 3 limit break, you get Dreary Cell Starfall Brave Hit Plus Force Advance, which adds 6 Brave hits. It greatly raises Brave potency, and it also raises the max Brave Overflow limit. And then the bonus spear that you get from this is Debuff Success Attack Long, which boosts the attack by 10% for 6 turns after inflicting a debuff, and it is an E-spear. So just talking about the artifacts that you want to go for the Emperor, if you're going to go for him. In terms of stats, you want to go for Attack 108 and Max Bravery. These go well with his unique passives like Mighty Flare Combo, Mighty Stygian Swell, and as well as the Ambition for World Domination boost. Ambition for World Domination is Emperor's Crystal 50 passive, and this will raise his Max Brave and attack by 5% when he has the Thirst for Domination buff on him. So, these can all go well with his unique passives, and I would also recommend getting a bit of initial bravery as well, because the more initial bravery you have, then the higher chip damage you can deal with the traps. So that's kind of how it works. When the trap starts, his initial bravery will kind of like go up a little, or like he's used, what's it called, like, initial bravery goes up, and then and then it casts the HP attack. So the higher initial bravery you have, then the more HP damage you can deal, or the more chip damage you can deal with the traps. Alright, so this is the banner that will be featuring all of the Emperor's weapons. It's also going to feature Gilgamesh and Furion's weapons on here, and Furion's weapon or his EX weapon, the Sunblade, will be coming back, so if you couldn't get it before, you have a chance to get it now. And I'm also going to talk about the realized, or the EX plus passives for Furion's EX. So starting off at 0 out of 3, you get Weapon Master HP Drain Advanced Buff Long. It has a 120% Max Brave Overflow. It restores HP based on HP damage up to 20% of max HP, and it extends the existing buffs by 2 turns upon using Weapon Master or its plus variant. At 1 out of 3, you get Mastery of Arms Manifold Extend Attack Boost Up, which raises Furion's Max Bravery and his attack. And then at 2 out of 3, you get Weapon Master Buff plus Blood Weapon Buff Start, which grants the Boiling Blood buff for 4 turns when using Weapon Master or Weapon Master Plus. So this makes it that when starting a quest, it will grant him Blood Weapon and Boiling Blood for 6 turns, and then the Boiling Blood buff itself raises Furion's attack, and it also grants Brave Regen. Finally, at 3 out of 3, you get Weapon Master Brave Hit Plus Force Advance Plus Plus. This will raise the bravery hits by 8, and it raises Brave Potency and Max Overflow limit when using Weapon Master or the Plus variant. And then when Blood Weapon is active and Furion's HP is like greater than 50% or like greater than half, his Bravery Attack Plus changes to Brave Attack Plus Plus. Brave hits go up by 2, and it's a stronger variant. It raises the party's bravery based on Furion's attack, and it restores HP based on 5% of max HP, or like HP damage dealt up to 5% max HP. And then for HP attack, the same thing with Brave attack. HP attack, it's a double plus variant where it raises Brave based on attack before launching an HP attack. There's a 120% max Brave overflow, and it restores HP based on the HP damage dealt up to 5% of his max HP. And as for the bonus spear you get, it's an A spear called HP Heal Boost Long. This makes that when the own HP is restored, it raises max bravery by 10% for 6 turns. Alright, so now we're going to talk about the boss for the Emperor's event. So this is called the Ferrum Scorpion, and you're going to be fighting 2 of these things. There's no weakness or resistance, and as usual, it has a chase of 40. So some of its basic attacks, there is Corrosive Acid and Trample, which is its standard Brave and HP attack. Ferrum Laser allows it to recover a Bravery, and then it follows up with an AoE HP attack. Tail Rush will inflict poison. Venom Shot is an AoE Brave attack that lowers speed. Armored Sting is a Brave attack with a high turn rate, and an Armored Sting Plus is the same thing, but there's an HP attack after the Brave attack. Bullet Out is a Brave attack that lowers defense, and then Night Burst will raise its own attack and defense. Bravery Charge allows it to gain Brave. There's no turn rate though, but it does follow up with Ferrum Laser, so you gotta watch out for that. So then we have Drop Tail, which removes all of its buffs. We have Gazing Menacingly this way, where it lowers its turn penalty. And then we have Emitting an Offensive Air, which raises its stats. And then Emitting a Greater Offensive Air, which raises its stats even more. So some alternatives that you can use for the Emperor's event. For starters, you can use Rosa. Her Lost Chapter recently came back. She's got level 70 Awakening, so you can use her for the event. You could use a debuffer like Vincent or Vanille or even Ferris to like lower Brave attacks. You could use a delay character like Tifa or maybe Setzer or Y'shtola. Tifa and Setzer recently got EX+, so you could use them. A heavy hitter like Cloud could also work. And if you wanted to like... have a Brave Battery on your team, or like a shield user, someone like Warrior of Light or Sarah could even work. So now I'm going to head over to Opera Omnia JP, and I'm going to showcase the Emperor's commands. So I'll be right back. Okay, so we're back in Opera Omnia JP, but we are not on the Emperor's Lost Chapter this time. That's actually not coming out in like I think 3 or 4 more days. So I'm just going to demonstrate the Emperor's commands on the final note of Arc 2, Chapter 1. So I've got my Emperor here. He's completely EX+. I have yet to plus his armor, though. I've got Furion here, who's just at 0 out of 3 limit break with his EX+. This thing will load. Okay, there we go. So this is what he looks like right now. And then here's my Rosa over here. She's still a work in progress. I just have to 7-star her armor, and then she'll be good to go. I would show off Gilgamesh for this, but I'm going to do that some other time. Okay, so Furion's up first. No, let's do a little Prey right here. He flat out missed. Okay, so yeah, as you can see, he's already got double plus on Brave and HP attack. And if we look over here, so he's got the Thirst for Domination buff, and he also has the Power of Hell buff on him as well. So I can just go in and do HP++. Actually, wait, you know what? Hold on a second. Okay, so after we got rid of that trash wave, so now we can start demonstrating Emperor's skills. Right after Furion goes first. So I do Blood Weapon here. Let's do a little Divine Blast. Alright, so now we're going to demonstrate. Let's do Beckoning Blast and Flare combo. So now he's got the buff on him, though. Or the debuff on him. So you can see if I can... There we go. So here is the Beckoning Blast Flare combo debuff on him. I'm just going to do this, just kind of save everyone. And now there is the trap. So that can really come in handy for, like, let's say you're struggling with, like, chaos fights and, like, dealing damage. If you've got Emperor built up, the chip damage that he does can really help you out. Alright, so now let's do, what was it? Thundercrest and Stygian Swell. And I could use Master of Arms, I'm just not going to. So I really want to show off the trap for Thundercrest. That was probably a bad idea. I probably should have just prayed right there. Oops. So he's using, what's it called? Pulsar Burst, I think. And that did nothing. Okay, the trap didn't activate. Okay, now it activates right here. So just like that. Alright, let's do another Beckoning Blast right here. And then on the last wave, I will show off Master of Arms and, what was it called? Dreary Cell and Starfall. So, goodbye, Caius. So now we've got this abomination to deal with. So let's, we're gonna start off with Furion first because he's crazy fast. Okay, so let's do another Divine Blast right here. Alright, so now we're going to demonstrate Dreary Cell and Starfall. So all 3 traps will be inflicted on the boss, which is fantastic. Alright, so now we're going to do this. I'm going to use Flare. So right here, so Beckoning Blast, Thunder Crest, and then Dreary Cell, they all activate, and it's fantastic. Just like that. And it's amazing. It's just a lot of fun, honestly. Emperor is a great unit. And his Lost Chapter will be coming back in JP, so I'm pretty sure he's not going to get a burst weapon, probably just a limited, although I do feel like that's a missed opportunity, though. But if he is getting an LD, though, or no, he is getting an LD. I do want to pull for that, is what I'm trying to say. I don't want to pull too much, though, because Anniversary will be coming up soon. And same with Global. Let's see, let's do another Divine Blast right here. Now, just a little thing that I wanted to talk about. So, if you're, like, still curious on whether if you should pull for the Emperor, I would say yes, because the Emperor's chip damage, it really helps with some of the harder battles, as I said before. And as for Furion himself, you know, does he become a lot better? He honestly does. He goes from, like, being more of a offensive attacker and self-buffer to, like, now being party support, and that can really help you out if you're lacking in a Brave Battery character like Warrior of Light or Sarah. I will say, though, if you are going to pull on this banner, don't be upset if you do get Gilgamesh's weapons, because remember, he is also one of the bonus characters on there, so don't be surprised if you get it. Okay, so we're almost done here. Another Dreary Cell Starfall. Yeah, that's another thing I wanted to mention. Well, I've mentioned it before, though, but, like, if you do attack the enemy right now, or, like, if they already have the trap is going to activate first, and then you use the, your command. So that's kind of how it goes. But anyway, that covers up everything for the Emperor's events, so thank you all very much for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe. Let me know if you're going to go for Emperor or Furion's EX, and I will see you guys next time.